you're looking to dive into topics on how to live a happier, healthier, more fit, and long lifespan, then you've come to the right podcast. Living the Dream with me, Coach Damian Evans. Together, we will explore the topics on all things health, fitness, and wellness. Together, we will be lifelong learners on this journey to living the ultimate dream. What up, Dream Team? Coach D here, coming at you from beautiful sunny San Diego, and I'm here with our beautiful co-host, Jamie Martinez.
What's up, guys?
And today we got more questions from the Living the Dream team that we're going to be answering. And before we get to those questions, we're going to go over some current events. And man, do we have some crazy stuff that's been going on these last couple of weeks. So a little backstory. For those of you that don't know, about 10 years ago, Jamie and I, we moved here at the same time, not knowing each other, just randomly, and we ended up working at the same group fitness studio. We got a job over at Orange Theory Fitness here in Carmel Valley in San Diego, and it was such an amazing experience. I've never had anything like it before that. It was a great community. Our team was just a bunch of young best friends. We would hang out outside and just have a blast, and our whole team, we created this amazing community. It was more of the thing that I like to describe as a fit family. It's something that's really special about small group fitness. And yeah, the big box gyms have their place, and personal training definitely has its place when it comes to results and all that stuff. But just this is what group fitness is all about, and this is why I think it is so important to be a part of. And Orange Theory really showed us that. 5 years later, things changed, and we got a nice opportunity to have a bigger role at a brand new concept called Eat the Frog Fitness, and we took the opportunity to dive in and try to see if we could do something on our own. And yeah, the last 3 years has been an amazing learning experience. It's been ups and downs and craziness. And yeah, we opened up in January of 2020. A few months later, everyone knows what happened. We all shut down, but our team, we rose to the challenge, and it was actually a blessing in disguise for us. We were able to not only survive, but we grew through the thing, and we created some really strong bonds with our community. And I just don't think that we would have ever gotten that close if we weren't in their living room day after day doing these Zoom workouts and doing PE for their little ones online, and we were wearing masks outside and pulling equipment outside at 4 a.m. Shout out to our morning coaches, and pulling it all back inside at night at 9 p.m. with our members helping us out. Man, it was just crazy. It was amazing. And people stepped up and helped each other out at times that we were all in need. So just so thankful for this experience. And over the past 4 months, Jamie and I were given the opportunity to really take this Eat the Frog gym, and we were going to rebrand this thing because Eat the Frog just wasn't really going in the direction that we agreed to when we first signed up to this thing. It seemed like it was kind of falling short, the whole brand of Eat the Frog. And so we were going to be creating our own thing and shifting the program to me programming the exercises, the training periodization program, and I was going to be up on the screen where members could watch and follow, and Jamie was going to be leading the team, just growing the studio and really doing something on our own. We were really excited about it, to be honest. And just things, I guess, weren't in the cards for that plan because a week ago we were informed that the company got sold to a new owner, and we met the new owner, and he seems like a really great guy, and he has a great mindset. And his number one thing that he told us was that he was really wanted to keep the community, and that was like music to our ears because that was our most important thing. So in order for the gym to stay open, we wanted to make this move. And so what we are now doing is, instead of all those big plans that we had, all those big projects that we had, all that stuff is actually going away. And the whole time we had this really awesome couple that were going to help us out. They have their own franchise concept called Sweat Circuit. Their owners, amazing. They started it from a boot camp years ago, and it evolved into something huge. They are thoroughly involved. Nick, the fitness leader, he lives it. He's there coaching day in and day out. He's programming. I feel like he's me in the future, just a few years away. I really connect well with him. And Liz, she's a boss babe. She's incredible at what she's created, and just she has a heart of gold. It seems like she's just such a good person. And those two were going to help us do our rebrand. They were going to help us shift all of the things that we were going to be doing and help us overcome some of the challenges that they experienced when they were starting it up. And how valuable is that, having someone guide you through something that they've been through, so you don't have to go through all the mistakes and the setbacks and the challenges of learning something new. So we were really grateful that they were going to be doing that. But when they heard that we were no longer going to be operating the new studio over in Scripps Ranch, they offered us an opportunity to join their team. And so, man, things are happening so fast, and it seems like a whirlwind, and we're still kind of processing and in shock and all that stuff. But honestly, it seems like the universe is just pushing us in this direction. All these things are aligning at like the perfect timing, when we had just met Liz and Nick just a few weeks ago, and they were so into helping us. It's a very odd thing in my mind right now. I'm still trying to put it all together, but it's very serendipitous that just the steps that happened the way that they did. I'm actually very, very excited. We love the new brand. We love the workout. We've been taking the workouts and just love it. Our biggest thing that we're sad about is that we will be missing our Scripps Ranch community, the people that we went through all those challenges with. We really want to make sure that we continue being there to support them. I know a lot of them listen to this podcast, so if you guys are listening, we're going to be there for the hikes, the social events, the special no shower happy hours, all that stuff. We're still in your lives. We're still a part of you. We want to make sure that you know that we're only one message away, and we're still going to continue doing the Accountability Club, which a lot of you are a part of, and Jamie and I are still doing health coaching and personal training, so opportunities for all of us to be able to be connected in that way. We just won't be coaching in that studio day in and day out, but we've created something special. So keep that community, keep being in each other's lives and being each other's fit family and support system, because that's what the whole thing was about. But with this new concept, we're now over in the Del Mar area. We are right where we live. This is a community that we've been in for years and years, and we're just happy to come back to this. This is kind of where we started with the Orange Theory area, and so we're really, really excited to be back in this area and grow something and help this team that has such good people a part of it. We just want to join that team and be there to support. So we got another adventure ahead of us. How are you feeling about this, Jamie? Is there anything in your heart that you want to talk about? Anything that I missed?
No, I mean, you said that beautifully. It's been a crazy 3.5, almost 4 years with our amazing members over in Scripps. And it is heartbreaking. It's sad. Like, we used to seeing these people almost every single day. But like what you just said, I feel like the universe has kind of guided us on this path. And I feel like we truly are now moving in the direction that we should be. And I am honestly so excited to be a part of Sweat Circuit in Del Mar. It's right here. We're in the community. We love the workouts. Like you said, I'm just mixed emotions, sad, but also very excited for the new chapter.
Yeah, definitely mixed emotions. I mean, but this is what we do. We are able to go out into the community and really build these things. We've done it at a couple of different studios now, and it's just like this is what our passion is. So let's continue sharing our passion and continue doing what our strengths are, and keep spreading health and fitness, and just showing people that going into these group fitness experiences doesn't have to be intimidating. It doesn't have to be scary. It can be a life-changing for the better event that can create lifelong friends, that can create this support system that can help you get to your goals and overcome obstacles together and help support each other. And that's just what we're all about. I'm really, really excited for this. More information to come on Sweat Circuit. If you guys are in the Del Mar area, come swing by. We're going to be starting August 1, 2023. So come swing by, say hello, check out the new spot, and let us know if there's anything that you could think of when it comes to adding value to that community. We would love to hear from you, and we'd love to see you, and love for you to come try the workout out. And what else is new? We actually had a great event with the Scripps Ranch members. We did a beach volleyball event, and we all hung out on Friday night. That was so fun. We had like 20 people there. We brought some lawn chairs, some drinks. We were all playing. We played like probably 20 games. It was crazy fun. And I think we now have a group that's putting together a a frequent volleyball now. We're going to be playing on Fridays or Sundays, so we're going to be doing that much more often. So if you're listening to this and you're part of the Scripps Ranch crew, just know that we're going to be doing volleyball a little more often, a little more frequently. That'll be a blast. I'm super excited for that. Love volleyball. We had so much fun, and yeah, it actually ended up being a little competitive too, so that was great. Awesome. Okay, that was a lot of current events, so let's go ahead and bypass the wins and the struggles of the week, and let's move straight to the questions. We got 3 questions, one on lifestyle, one on fitness and exercise, and one on nutrition. What's question number 1 on lifestyle?
Question number 1. I usually work out really early, 5 a.m., to get it out of the way. I just started a huge project at work, and I am working late and struggling to get good sleep, quality and quantity. Is it more important that I get good sleep or that I continue working out in the morning? Looking for some advice.
Ah, yes, adjusting to a shakeup in the routine. We are all very aware of what this is like. And first of all, it's great to hear that this person is committed to their health and fitness by working out early in the morning. Man, those early morning people, those are the most consistent that I've ever met. It's because there's no opportunity for excuses. You make it a priority. You make it a part of your routine. It is the first domino that falls in your day. And I just got to give kudos to all of you that wake up super early in the morning. However, it's also important to really be understanding that you have to prioritize your overall well-being, which includes both exercise and definitely adequate sleep. Balancing these 2 aspects can be super challenging, and especially when you have a demanding work project that just got thrown into your lap. Both regular exercise and quality sleep are crucial for your physical and your mental health. And remember that sleep is where you get all of the recovery and you get rebuilt bigger, better, stronger, faster from all the damage, the positive damage that you did throughout the day when it comes to your exercise. So let's break down the importance of both exercise and sleep. So with exercise, regular physical activity provides numerous benefits, including improving your cardiovascular health. It improves and increases your energy levels. It enhances your mood for sure. And then it also helps you get better quality sleep. So that's important there. It does help you get better quality sleep the more you are focused on your exercise. It can also help reduce stress and anxiety, which can be particularly helpful during a busy and stressful work period, right? And then sleep is a fundamental thing for your body's recovery and repair processes. During your deep sleep phases, your body releases growth hormones and facilitates tissue repair. Sufficient sleep is vital for cognitive function, for your memory consolidation, and for your immune system support. It also helps with your mood regulation. So lack of sleep can lead to reduced focus, impaired decision-making, and heightened stress levels. None of these sound good when it comes to you trying to be your best at work. Considering your current situation with a demanding work project, it might be best to find a temporary balance between your workout routine and your sleep needs based on your schedule. And so here are some suggestions. You could adjust your workout schedule. If possible, consider shifting your workout to a different time of day when you have a little more energy and when it doesn't interfere with your sleep schedule. So if you find that you're staying up late working on this project, getting up at 4 or 4:30 or whatever time you get up for your 5 a.m. workout, that might not work out well. So maybe you have to shift it more towards a lunchtime. Maybe you have to put it right at the end of your workday before you go home. Even a short workout during these small breaks in your day can provide benefits and help you stay active. It's so important that you prioritize sleep though. And while it's essential to stay active during this intense work period, you don't want to fall off your routine that you've started. Your sleep should really take precedent here. Aim for at least 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night. And that doesn't mean laying in bed, doing your work, and considering that your bedtime. You want to establish a consistent sleep routine. Avoiding caffeine later in the day is really going to help you here. So try not to use caffeine as a crutch to help you stay up later and do your work. And electronics before bedtime should be minimized. And then you got to create that comfortable sleep environment to improve your chances of getting better rest. So a great thing that you can think of here is, how can I get more work done? How can I get deeper work done in the time periods that I'm working? And how can I then shift it and turn it all off in order for me to start this sleep routine and start telling my brain that it's time to come down? Because if you think about it, someone that's working on a new work project, you'll probably have all these ideas and thoughts going on in your head. And it's probably hard to shift from working and working late and then getting into that sleep state. You're probably going to go crazy, and that's not going to help your recovery process if your sleep quality is not where it needs to be. So incorporate some light exercise. Know that when you're in this probably extra stress state, whether it's a good stress as far as you have, you feel like you're being pushed to do something great, you're excited about these deadlines, but they are definitely stress, or if it's negative stress and you just have way too much on your plate, like this is all stress. You have to realize that exercise is another thing that is getting put into that bucket of stress. So maybe go a little bit lighter on the exercise selections that you have. So if you find it hard to dedicate time for super high intensity, intense workouts, try doing things like stretching, yoga, short walks during your break. And maybe on your walks, you can take phone calls, or you can call your friends and family to kind of get that relationship stuff done that you need to get done. These all can help you stay active and also reduce your stress without exerting too much energy and putting that stress bucket on overflow. You got to remember to be kind to yourself. Remember that it's okay to be flexible during these challenging times. You're going to go through these waves and these stages of life where you're super dialed into a set program that progresses over time and it gets intense and you're able to handle that. And then phases of life where you're maybe just more maintaining. You got to listen to your body and be kind to yourself if you need to modify your exercise routine for this temporary process, this temporary phase. Make sure that you incorporate stress management into your life. Since you're working on a significant project that might be causing that extra stress, and it's important to incorporate stress reduction techniques into your daily routine. Getting 3 to 5 minutes in between each hour just to take some deep breaths and do maybe like a deep breathing exercise that you find. There's some of these on YouTube. If you search 3-minute breathing exercise for stress relief, or if you search follow along breath work for stress relief, that kind of stuff, it's all over the internet. You could look into meditations, quick short meditations, or do quick mindfulness practices where you become more present and you stop worrying about the future, you stop worrying about the past, you stop worrying about all the stuff that this project is bringing to your life, and you just become present and notice your breath, your body, how in the present moment everything is okay. And just taking even just a few minutes each day for these practices can make a huge difference in managing your stress, which will help you then be able to get into a better quality of sleep and really just make you feel better about this whole process. Make sure that you stay hydrated. Proper hydration is often overlooked, but it plays a crucial role in your overall well-being. Dehydration can lead to fatigue. It's going to lead to reduced cognitive function. So just keep a water bottle with you throughout the day and make a conscious effort to drink enough water. It's going to give you more steps as you go to the bathroom. It's going to make sure that you get your total water in needed. And then maybe you put some electrolytes in there so it can keep your energy levels up. We use LMNT, which is an electrolyte packet. Definitely a little bit more on the expensive side, but just love the company, love the founders, love the product. So we're willing to invest in it, but there's tons of different ways. On the LMNT website, they actually give you recipes for how to make your own electrolyte drinks, which is amazing. It's like they don't need you to buy their product. They'll give you the opportunity to do it on your own, but the convenience of these little packets is great. We're not affiliated with them. We just use it probably once or twice a day each. And mindful eating. Despite the busy schedule, try to maintain a balanced and nutritious diet, because if you go into those fast food restaurants when you're busy just because you want to avoid taking the time to cook, or you bring unhealthy snacks just for convenience, that's going to be detrimental towards your long-term success when it comes to this project, when it comes to your recovery, when it comes to your sleep. You got to opt for nutrient-dense foods. This is the time to make a priority to eat good foods. It's going to provide you sustained energy. Things like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats. Mindful eating can also help prevent overeating due to stress. So make sure that when you do eat, you're not working on your project. You're taking that 5 to 10 minutes just to be there, not distracted. Super important so you don't overeat and you can listen to your fullness cues. And then, of course, take short breaks. It's really easy to get immersed in your work and forget to take breaks. But regular short breaks can actually enhance your productivity and your focus. It's going to help you be more focused, get deeper into your work so that you don't become this overworked, fried out zombie after hours and hours of slowly getting less and less productive when it comes to your work. So set a timer on your phone or on your watch every hour and remind it to get up, to stand, to stretch or take a short walk, go to the water fountain, get your lower body muscles moving so that it can get that boost of circulation and energy into the body. That is going to be so important. Take short breaks. Also seek social support. During this intense work period for you, maintaining a strong social support system is going to be crucial because you can feel like you're going to get left on an island alone if you don't. Reach out to your friends, your family, your colleagues for encouragement, advice, or just to simply kind of vent about your experiences. You're going to feel like you are more supported when you do this. Having people to share your feelings and thoughts, this is going to help reduce your stress and keep you motivated, which is going to help with your overall experience. We already talked about this a little bit. Limit time on the screens before bed, specifically things that are stimulating and specifically things that are super bright. So you want to make sure that your screens are either in night mode and you're watching something relaxing if that's what it takes for you to decompress. But this might be the time for you to really dial back on your nighttime screen watching. You can definitely start a new TV show or whatever when this project is not there. But if you are struggling with sleep, quality and quantity, and you have a TV show that you're watching, that's a couple of hours or more than that a week that you could be dedicating to a more balanced sleep routine or to more time doing things that get you closer to your goals. You can shift your schedule, your time block to have a workout later in the day if that's what it takes, and kind of replace some of that screen time. And when it comes to time periods like this, you're going to have to cut out some of the fluff. You're going to have to cut out some of the relaxing stuff that you usually do to turn off your brain. And then it can come back a little bit later once this project is done. And then planning out realistic goals. Set realistic goals. While it's definitely commendable that you want to continue your morning workouts, you have to be realistic about your time constraints. You have to set achievable fitness goals during this busy period and remind yourself that it's okay to adjust your expectations temporarily. You have to be adaptable. Life is going to throw you unexpected challenges, and it's important to just be adaptable to these situations. Understand that there's going to be days when things don't go as planned, and that's okay. The key is to stay resilient and to return to your health and wellness routines when the time is right. Don't beat yourself up. It's not about achieving perfection in your health and fitness during these times, but it's rather about finding a sustainable balance that supports your overall well-being. So just take small steps each day to put in, prioritize, and schedule self-care. And then once your work project is complete, you can gradually resume your regular health and fitness routines, and you can go back to your 5 a.m. zombie crew, and you can be a part of that squad. Ultimately, again, the key is to find balance that works for your present circumstances. Remember that health is a holistic journey. It's not just fitness. There are so many other buckets of health, and it's important to address the needs of both your mind and your body. If you continue to struggle with sleep or other health issues, then consider consulting with a healthcare professional or get a personalized coach to help you and guide you through this time period. It's so important to reach out when you need help and find people that do this for a living in order for you to be able to be the best self that you can be. Thank you so much for that question. I know a lot of us go through that many, many times in our lives. So that's a great opportunity to really talk about how there are all sorts of buckets of health. So great question. Let's move on to question number 2, our fitness and exercise question.
Question number 2. What's better, lighter weights and heavier reps or higher weight and lower reps?
Man, while this question seems simple, this question is actually all about the optimal approach to weight training. And that really, of course, depends on the individual's specific goals and training experience. But both lighter weights with higher reps and higher weight with lower reps can be effective training methods, but they target different aspects of muscle adaptation and performance. So let's explore each approach in the context of different goals. So we can talk about this in the sense of when you do an exercise, you can create change in that muscle anywhere between 2 and 30 reps. Some would argue one rep as well. We can talk about muscle hypertrophy. So if you've ever heard the word hypertrophy, all that means is growth. So muscle hypertrophy is muscle growth. And usually they say muscle hypertrophy happens between 6 reps and 15 reps. There's a range there that you can get muscle hypertrophy, muscle growth. If you're going lighter weights and higher reps in hypertrophy, that would be anywhere between like 12 and 15 reps. And this approach primarily targets muscle endurance and can lead to metabolic stress within the muscle. And this can promote muscle growth through increased blood flow and nutrient delivery. So if you think about 12 to 15 reps, you're pumping this blood into the muscle and it's expanding in size. So you're getting muscle hypertrophy. Some of the people that really like to do this style of training call it the pump. And then you can think about higher weight and lower reps in this muscle hypertrophy range, anywhere between maybe 6 reps and 8 reps. This approach emphasizes muscle tension and mechanical stress. So this can lead to little micro tears to the muscle fibers, and the subsequent repair process enhances muscle growth and strength. So as we increase the weight, as we decrease the reps because the weight is increasing, we're starting to create this muscular damage. And this muscular damage sends a signal to our body that that muscle needs to be stronger and more resilient. So what does the body do? The body sends these satellite cells, these musculo cell that are called myoblasts that go and repair the muscle tissue. And they repair that muscle tissue so that the same effort, it can survive that same effort. This is called the repeated bout effect. So as that muscle becomes more resilient, now the same amount of work won't create the same amount of damage. And this is how you become stronger. And so you have anywhere between 6 reps and 15 reps for muscle growth. If you go on the higher end of those reps, you're going to be using a lighter weight. You're going to be pumping blood into that muscle, and you're going to be bringing all those good nutrients into that muscle cell, which is going to expand that muscle cell. And then as you start to add weight, as that weight gets heavier and heavier, the reps get lower and lower. You're able to do less because of the heavy weight. And that's going to create this mechanical stress on the muscle that creates little tears that then the body rebuilds more resilient. Now we can even go even higher in weight, and we can start working on our strength development. As we increase the weight even higher and we get into the lower reps, let's say anywhere between 1 rep for your 1 rep max up to that 6 rep range, this approach is going to recruit a higher number of motor units. This is going to be a lot that has to involve your nervous system. Your nervous system is what tells the muscles to fire, and the stronger your nervous system signal, the stronger that it can recruit these muscle fibers that are going to tell the muscle to contract at a higher force. And this approach is going to help lead to a greater neuromuscular adaptation. You're going to be adapting not only to the physical structure of the muscle, but also the electrical signal that your neurological system sends to that muscle. This is going to increase your strength, and this is going to improve your neural efficiency. And this is where I want to do a quick detour on the neuromuscular connection and mind to muscle connection, because I feel like this is so important. If someone asks me, is it better to do this high reps or this low reps? It really does depend on how your brain can connect to the muscle and tell it how to fire. The neuromuscular system Its connection refers to the communication between the nervous system and the muscles during any type of movement. When you raise your arm above your head, when you go to grab a glass of water, when you lift 300 pounds off the floor with a deadlift, all of that is your neuromuscular connection. And developing a strong mind to muscle connection is so crucial for effective weight training because it allows individuals to consciously engage and activate specific muscles during exercise. If you can consciously put your mind into a muscle, you can use that muscle more efficiently, you can target that muscle more specifically, and then you don't have compensations. When I was younger, I used to do bench press, and I used to have my shoulders rolled forward. So I thought I was hitting my chest, but I was really helping and assisting with my shoulders. Or a lot of people, they'll do deadlifts and they can't stabilize their lower back and they have tight, weak hamstrings. So they think they're getting their hamstrings and their glutes, but instead their lower back is taking over because they're not able to have this mind to muscle connection. So all of these variables are so important when it comes to someone asking, like, what is the most efficient way to do this? As you can tell, it's very, very nuanced. When you have a better mind-muscle connection, you can recruit the target muscles more efficiently, and that is so, so important. It leads to a greater muscle activation, which will then in turn lead to greater muscular strength, growth, all those things. Building a mind to muscle connection involves focusing on the muscle that you intend to work during an exercise, feeling the contraction through the movement. Like if you can feel that muscle start to burn at the end of your set, you know that you have pretty good engagement of that muscle. If it gets a little bit sore, like yes, soreness is not a great indicator of a good workout, but it does indicate that you were able to target that muscle group. That is a good indicator of mind to muscle connection. And maintaining control of the weight. And what I mean by that is your body is going to try to speed up the rep where it lacks control and where it lacks strength. So I've seen a lot of people who will, when doing maybe like a V-up and for the core, where you bring your arms and your legs together like you're closing a book in the air. I'll see people that really have to rush to get to the top and they cannot control it because they don't actually have the strength or the control in that range of motion to do it. They'll use momentum to get through it. So you can tell if you have good mind to muscle connection, if you can feel the muscle pumping, if you can feel it burning, if it gets a little sore after you work out, and if you can control the weight. Those are all really, really good ways to know if you have control and mind to muscle connection. And this connection can be particularly advantageous when using lighter weights with higher reps. So you can get to that mind to muscle connection a little bit easier when you go a little bit lighter, because if you go heavier, you're going to have all these compensatory muscles taking over. You're going to have all these things trying to assist when you're really trying to target one specific thing. With increased time under tension, meaning that you go slower and lighter, this can provide you more opportunity to fine-tune your movement and establish a stronger mind-to-muscle connection. My very favorite analogy when it comes to this is your brain is like an amplifier and your muscles are like a speaker. And your brain sends these little wires to these muscles, your amplifier sends these little wires to these speakers, and it tells the speakers how hard to speak, how hard to fire, how loud to get. Now, you could have really, really awesome big speakers, muscles, and a very weak amplifier, your brain, and those muscles are going to be pretty, but they're going to be very useless. They're going to be just all show, no go. You could have a huge amplifier and small speakers, which is like a power lifter, someone that looks small but can lift a ton of weight, and it's going to look like they don't have a bunch of muscles, but these guys can lift incredible amounts of weights. It's like, how the heck do they lift 5 times their body weight? Well, it's because they have this big, powerful amplifier that they've built, and they don't need these big speakers. They have not a lot of muscles, but they can use their amplifier well. So that's such a great analogy. That was one that really, really helped me understand how the whole mind to muscle connection really works. So I know that was kind of a tangent, but I hope that really helps you when deciding like what weights to use. Because if you can't figure out how to feel the exercise, then you're probably putting yourself into a position where you might have to regress years from now and go back to the foundations, which is never very fun. I've had to do that many times. Okay, so we have Muscle hypertrophy, which is anywhere between 6 and 15 reps. You can play on the higher side or the lower side. And then you have strength development if you're just trying to get strong, between 1 and 6 reps. 1 and 6 reps for strength. And then we have power and explosive strength. So power, this is interesting. This is where it gets like into the Olympic lifts. Anywhere between maybe 6 and 10 reps, moderate weight, and moderate reps. This approach focuses on the rate of force development and the power output, important for activities requiring quick and explosive movements. So think like athletes, think sports, professional sports athletes or Olympic lifters. These athletes that are able to make a ton of weight move very fast. This is a very hard thing to get to. This is a skilled place to be. I actually don't love teaching Olympic lifts to the general population because I myself have not put in a lot of practice towards Olympic lifts. It requires hours and years of skill work. You have to start with a PVC pipe to know that you're getting the right groove of your move down, and then you can slowly add small amounts of weight over time. This is why CrossFit got a bad rap, because they were putting exercises like snatches and clean to presses and swings and all these things into a program that require years and years of practice and skill, and they were putting it into a program for group fitness where people were coming in off the couch and haven't done a push-up in the last 10 years and doing these movements, and they were getting hurt. CrossFit is doing a much, much better job nowadays, and I really think that they provided a very, very great thing to the health and fitness space. They got women lifting heavy. They got women not scared of barbells, which was a huge thing back in my day. Women wouldn't lift unless they had a room to themselves and small pink dumbbells and all that stuff. And it's been a game changer, CrossFit has, to the fitness industry in that way. So a lot of good things there. But definitely something that you would want to make sure that you're more safe and careful at the start of this type of focus. And then after that, you have muscular endurance. And this muscular endurance is lighter weights, higher reps, all the way from 12 reps up to 20, 30, even like 40 or 50 reps, I've heard. This approach enhances the muscle's ability to sustain contractions over extended periods of time. And this is essential for endurance athletes. Now, when you do reps from 12 to 20 to 25 and you use these lighter weights, you have less stimulus to the muscle, and you're turning that stimulus more towards the cardiovascular system and the neurological system. So you're creating this endurance training type of thing, but you won't see much change in the muscles. And this is where programs got a bad rap that would do like super lightweight and super high reps, that were looking for the burn and we're looking for the pump. They would feel like they're doing a lot of work, but they really aren't creating a lot of change. So that's why when we are coaching our group fitness classes, we try to let the members know, like, hey, you've had those set of 5 pound weights for the last 2 months, and you've been doing the same weights at the same reps on the same exercise. You're not progressing. You're not doing a progressive overload. Those weights you're just moving the weights and doing cardio with weights, and you're not creating a stimulus for change. So unless your goal is to have better muscular endurance and you're not trying to change the look of the muscle very much or your strength of that muscle very much, then you might want to try to stay away from this muscular endurance range, especially if you are someone that lives there. If you've been there for your entire lifting career, it might be time to change. And I'll talk a little bit about that in just a second. And then the last thing that you want to consider is your joint health and your rehabilitative goals. So if you have any rehab goals, if you're struggling with joint health, lighter weights and higher reps are going to be a good approach here. This approach can be gentler on the joints while still promoting muscle activation and blood flow, and that can make it suitable for recovery and injury rehab. So that would be a great opportunity for you to really focus on the muscular endurance, the higher reps, the lower weight. And lastly, it's really important to think about individual considerations. Like each individual's body, the structure, the mobility, previous injuries, all those things can have an impact on their ability to perform certain movements optimally. Some people may just naturally have better leverage for certain exercises. Like for me, I have long legs and arms. That makes me a pretty good deadlifter, but my chest press, my bench press is not so great because I have a long way to go with a lot of weight. Someone that has, like Michael Phelps, has great body mechanics for swimming because he has such a long torso and long arms and short, powerful legs. Like, yes, we're all going to have slightly different things that we're strong at. And then other people may find specific movements challenging due to their anatomical differences. So considering these individual factors, it becomes even more crucial to prioritize proper form and technique and to tailor training programs to suit each person's unique needs. For some individuals, higher reps and lighter weight might be more suitable initially, as it allows them to focus on form and establish this good mind to muscle connection. But over time, as they gain confidence and as they improve their technique, they should gradually progress to heavier weights and lower reps. And that's all going to be subjective and personalized to that person. It's crucial to understand that muscle physiology and adaptations are highly complex and highly multifaceted. We could talk about this for hours. Training specificity, meaning how specific is the training to you and your goals and where you're currently at. Progressive overload, meaning am I doing the same weight every day, day after day, or am I progressively overloading the muscle that I'm trying to work? And am I trying to make that muscle respond to a greater stimulus? Even things like your rest periods and rest between workouts, for sure your nutrition and your recovery. All of these things are going to play vital roles in determining your training outcomes. And additionally, individual factors such as age. And I would say your biological age matters more than your chronological age, because our choices, our actions, our past behaviors, our current behaviors, all these things dictate how old you are on the inside. Your chronological age really doesn't matter. I've seen some badass 75-year-olds and I've seen some pretty messed up 20-year-olds. So age biologically could have a huge effect on your training history. How well are you able to connect to your mind to muscle connection? How well are you able to perform the skill of squatting, of lunging, of hip hinging, of rotating? How good are you at those skills? Is your ability to fire muscles properly there? Do you have good neurological connection? Your genetics definitely play into it, but I think genetics is sometimes used as an excuse way too much. Maybe genetics is a huge factor, but if we put all of our eggs in that basket, we relinquish that control. And I don't like that. I don't think that that's something that we should do. We should control what we can control, and we should take responsibility for as much as we can, because then that gives us the power to make change. And then our body composition is going to matter too, right? If we have low body fat, we're not going to have higher energy levels. If you have high body fat, your conditioning is probably going to be down. All of these things will influence how someone responds to different training approaches, whether it's higher reps, lower weight, lower reps, higher weight. Like, it's not that easy of a question to answer, and that's just scratching the surface. But to achieve a well-rounded fitness and balanced muscle development routine, a combination of various rep ranges and weights can be beneficial. Incorporating a mix of training intensities throughout your training program, for example, getting hypertrophy in there, your growth, getting focused phases of strength in there, and power phases, those are going to be super important. This is a comprehensive approach that can address different goals and prevent plateaus. It is super important to understand that the body responds to novelty. Your body is going to respond best to the things that you haven't done. So what do you gravitate to? What have you done most? And what have you done most recently? Heavy is going to be relative. If you're scared of heavy, just think heavy for you is different than heavy for me. Here's how you know if you're using the right weight selections. The end of your set, whatever the last few reps are, these should be very challenging. And there's a difference between muscle failure, absolute failure, and muscle fatigue. So just finding muscle fatigue. The last couple reps that you do in a set, you should be trying to move that weight faster, and the weight is not moving it faster. I'm going to say that again. If you're trying to move the weight faster and the weight doesn't move faster, you know that you're probably using a great weight selection to finish the set that you're on. And this is going to be, of course, different in certain circumstances and different goals, but just like an over general way to look at it, if you are told to do 10 reps of something and you finish your 10th rep and you can do 10 more, you probably didn't create the amount of stimulus and change that you needed to in that set. They sometimes call this junk volume. But if you were trying to move the weight faster and it just was slowly coming up to the top, then you were creating a stimulus for growth and change, and that muscle is now going to be told to rebuild bigger, better, and stronger. As with most answers in fitness, the quote-unquote better approach between lighter weights and higher reps versus higher weight and lower reps, it's just not black and white. It depends on your specific goals, your needs, and so many other factors. And this is why probably the best approach in order to optimize your training is, again, consider working with a qualified fitness professional who can design a personalized program tailored to your objectives and ensure proper technique and safety throughout your workouts. Have someone who has committed their lives to this who can help you. If not, to just build the foundation. That would be my recommendation. Cool. I could talk about that stuff all day. That stuff fires me up. I love it. All right, we're going to move on to question number 3, nutrition. This is for you, Jamie. What are the benefits of fiber? And what are the best ways to add fiber into my diet?
Boom. Okay. So before I talk about the importance, the benefits from fiber and ways that we can add it into our diets, first, I think important to note that there are 2 types of dietary fiber. There's soluble fiber and insoluble fiber. Both of them are going to have different unique benefits that can be found in different plant-based foods. For optimal health, you're going to want to consume a variety of fiber-rich foods, which does include fruits, veggies, whole grains, nuts, seeds, and legumes. So first, let's talk about soluble fiber. Soluble fiber dissolves in water and forms a gel-like substance in the digestive tract. It helps to slow down the absorption of sugar and cholesterol, promoting better blood sugar and cholesterol levels. Along with digestive health, and it is known to help alleviate conditions of IBS, or irritable bowel syndrome. Some examples of different soluble fiber: you can get it from pears, chia seeds, flax seeds, sweet potatoes, psyllium husk, apples, berries, and citrus fruits like oranges, grapefruit, lemon, and limes. Now, on the other end, there's the insoluble fiber. Insoluble fiber does not dissolve in water, and it remains relatively intact as it passes through your digestive system. It adds bulk to your stool, and it promotes regular bowel movements, preventing constipation. So if you ever do start to notice that your stool starts to trend more on the loose side, insoluble fiber is going to be the route that you'd like to go to get back on track. This type of fiber can be found in foods like whole wheat, bran, nuts, seeds, whole wheat products, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, green beans, fruits with the edible skin. So don't peel the skin off of fruits like apples, pears, grapes, and berries, as the skin is going to contain a significant amount of insoluble fiber. Popcorn is one of my favorites for fiber, cabbage, and celery as well. And little pro tip, of course, when we are eating foods with the skin on, make sure you are giving those fruits and veggies a nice little clean rinse, just to avoid all of those extra pesticides that might be on the outside. Okay, so now we know the 2 types of fiber. Let's dive into the benefits that you will receive from keeping these an essential part of your diet. So, benefit number 1, it can help with weight management. High fiber foods tend to be more filling, which can help control your appetite and prevent overeating by promoting a feeling of fullness. Benefit number 2, it can help regulate your blood sugar. Soluble fiber found in foods like oats and beans can help slow the absorption of sugar and improve blood sugar levels. This is beneficial for individuals with diabetes or those at risk of developing the condition. Benefit number 3, heart health. Fiber has been linked to a reduced risk of heart disease. It can help lower LDL cholesterol levels, known as the bad cholesterol, by binding to cholesterol and carrying it out of the body, thus reducing the risk of arterial plaque buildup. Benefit number 4, colon health. Fiber's role in promoting regular bowel movements and keeping the colon healthy contributes to this protective effect. along with what I said earlier, helping promote healthy bowel movements. It's just going to really alleviate that IBS syndrome if that's something that you're dealing with. Benefit number 5, gut microbiota. Fiber serves as a prebiotic. This means it provides nourishment for beneficial gut bacteria. A healthy gut microbiome has been linked to various aspects of health, including a strong immune system and improved mental well-being. One final big note, when you are consuming a good amount of fiber, it's crucial to also drink an adequate amount of water throughout the day. Fiber is going to absorb water, and without enough fluids, it can lead to constipation and even some discomfort.
Okay, great info there. Yeah. So from the people that I have listened to, I know that the number one thing that you should do is to, if you're looking to consume fiber, gradually increase the fiber. So maybe get an idea of what you're currently intaking just by tracking for a week or so, and then gradually increase it. If you're falling well short of the guidelines and you go straight from what you're consuming to the guidelines, that is going to be a really bad situation. I believe that they call it disaster pants, but I could be wrong. Make sure that you just do it slowly. Add fiber-rich foods slowly to allow the gut to adjust to it. Like Jamie said, choose whole foods, eat a variety of fruits and vegetables, prioritize your whole grains and legumes, snack on nuts and seeds, and include resistant starches. Including resistant starch, that is a type of fiber that resists digestion. It provides benefits to the gut health. It's foods like green bananas, cooked and cooled potatoes, and then legumes, of course, are good sources of resistant starch. You got to stay hydrated. Make sure that you're very well hydrated for many reasons. Read labels. When buying packaged foods, check the nutrition labels for fiber content. Choosing products with higher fiber content and fewer additives is a really good way to do this, of course. Be mindful of supplements. While whole foods are preferred, if you struggle to meet your fiber needs, consider maybe a psyllium husk or a glucomannan supplement. However, it's best to get most of your fiber, just like Jamie said, from natural foods. Remember that a well-rounded diet with a mix of different fibers and nutrients is crucial for optimal gut health. Maintaining an active lifestyle is also important, and managing stress. All those things can also contribute to better digestive health. Yes, your stress levels can affect your digestive health. The general guidelines for men up to 50 years old is 38 grams of fiber per day. So if you're 50 years or younger, 38 grams of fiber per day for the fellas. And then for women up to 50, 25 grams of fiber per day is a general guideline. If you're over 50, 30 grams of fiber is what they recommend for men. And if you're over 50 for females, 21 grams of fiber. So a little bit less as you go over the age of 50. Now, if you'd like a little bit more specific equation to do to find out how much fiber you should be intaking, the dietary guidelines for Americans say that for every 1,000 calories that you eat, you should be getting at least 14 grams of fiber. So this is going to be a little bit more individualized towards your specific diet and how much volume of food you're eating. So if you're eating 1,000 calories a day, you're getting 14 grams. If you're getting 2,000 calories a day, you're getting 28 grams. So just take the amount of calories that you're eating, divide it by 1,000, you're going to get a number, and then multiply that by 14. Whatever that number is, that's the amount of fiber you should be trying to get in every single day. That's a little bit more specific. I like that. General guidelines are just based on the general population, and we always know that when we use general guidelines, you're going to get general results. So in my opinion, it's always best to shift towards more specificity towards your individual requirements. Whatever you're looking to do and whatever you're currently doing, that's going to be a little bit more beneficial. Great stuff. All right, so those are really good questions. Thank you all for sending in your questions. Please message us. We'd love to put it on one of these episodes and answer it into a nice little deep dive. And we're going to conclude this episode by giving you a recommendation for the week. This week's recommendation is Kelly and Juliet Starrett, a powerhouse couple. They are at the forefront of the conversation on mobility and movement. They both have spent decades working with and training pro athletes from Olympians to Navy SEALs, and currently provide coaching and information to people at all levels of fitness through their company called The Ready State. You got to check out Kelly Starrett and Juliet Starrett. Kelly Starrett wrote The Supple Leopard, which is amazing, Becoming a Supple Leopard, and Their more recent book is called Built to Move, and I've shared about their book on a recent podcast. Built to Move is amazing. I highly recommend you checking it out. And if you look at them on any of their social media platforms, it's The Ready State. Check them out for all things mobility, all things movement. If you have aches, pains, injuries, if you struggle doing exercises, if you just want to move better and feel better in your everyday life, you got to check out The Ready State with Kelly and Juliet Starrett. And we're going to leave you with a quote here. The quote says, "Sometimes our lives have to be completely shaken up, changed, and rearranged to relocate us to where we are meant to be." Sometimes our lives have to be completely shaken up, changed, and rearranged to relocate us where we're meant to be. And remember that life has a way of shaking us up and rearranging things in so many unexpected ways. And instead of fearing these moments, let us see them as opportunities for growth and transformation. Embrace change with open arms, for it is through these experiences that we often find our true purpose and just discover where we're really truly meant to be. Health and wellness are not destinations. They are lifelong journeys. Each step you take towards self-improvement, each step you take towards well-being, no matter how small, it brings you closer to the best version of yourself. The path may not always be easy, and there might be moments of doubt, but trust that every stumble is a lesson, and every challenge is an opportunity to rise stronger. I encourage you to be kind to yourself throughout this journey. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, no matter how incremental, and don't compare your path to anyone else's. Each of us is on our own unique journey, and we must honor and respect our individuality. As you step forward, be open to learning and expanding your knowledge. Seek out new ways to nourish your body, nourish your mind, and nourish your soul. Surround yourself with positive influences. A supportive community is so important towards your destination, and never hesitate to ask for help when you need it. In times of doubt or hardship, remember that the strength you possess within is more than you know. You are resilient, you are capable, and deserving of a life filled with joy and vitality. Let the quote that we just shared serve as a reminder that change is not to be feared. Change is to be embraced, for it often leads us to the very place that we were meant to be. I believe in each and every one of you. We believe in each and every one of you. You have the power to shape your destiny and create a life of purpose and wellness and service. So go out there and take action, knowing that you are deserving of this health, knowing that you are deserving of your happiness, and you are deserving of the fulfillment that you seek. Thank you again for being a part of this incredible journey with us. Until next time, remember to prioritize yourself, embrace change, and let the inner light shine bright. Keep striving, keep growing, and keep inspiring others with your own transformation. Together we can make this world a healthier and happier place. Stay motivated, stay inspired, and take those steps towards becoming the best version of yourself. You've got this.
Bye, guys.
Thank you so much for listening and learning here with us on the Living the Dream podcast. We are so grateful for you being a part of this lifelong learning journey. If you have any topics you'd like to discuss, please let us know in the comments or by messaging me on Instagram at CoachDamien_SD. Be kind to someone today, smile at someone today, and leave every person you come into contact with better than before. Until next time, friends, keep living the dream.